Good morning. Today is Monday, April 29, 2024, and of course, it's also a fresh edition of your breakfast show on Leadership Television, Inside Nigeria. I know you had a beautiful weekend. My name is Winifred Webo, your host on the program. Of course, I'm here with the papers for some select newspapers to see what the papers are saying this Monday. As usual on the program, we normally flag up with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Leadership's plain story says, calls for new constitution. National Assembly turns a deaf ear, proceeds with amendments. Leading story today, Leadership, Nigeria's most influential newspaper, calls for new constitution. NASS turns a deaf ear, proceeds with amendment. Reps say their cause for anarchy, chaos, received 13,500 memoranda. Reforms will be taken seriously, according to Senate. Beside that, 19 died to rescued in Okene auto crash, Federal Road Safety Corps. Prices of foodstuff drop in Adamawa, Borno, Yobe. Bandits loot abandoned Niger villages. Gomenki Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator in Ondo. Fuel subsidy removal necessary for Nigeria's economy, Tinubu. And on the business bourse recapitalization, banking stocks declined by 2.069 trillion naira in 16 days, as banks have 24 hours to submit recapitalization plans strategies. Above the masthead of Leadership, CBN drops import duty forest rate to 1,164.84 naira per dollar. And Kano begins probe of Ganduje today. The story runs on page 12 of Leadership newspaper. And with that last news, we move to the page 3 of Leadership, which is the permanent fixture in the paper, Our Stand. Our stand today is on bullying in our schools. Of course, Nigerians are abreast of the developing story in one of the leading schools, in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. That is the lead British International School, following the wake of alleged bullying in the school. Of course, Leadership today is capturing it in its editorial, bullying in our schools. From our stand, we move to the back page where we have Monday column with the Peter side. The Peter side's column today is on the dying public school. The dying public school. Of course, the editorial is also on bullying in our schools. For continuation of this column, editorial and headline stories, log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move to the sister publication, which is National Economy. National Economy is a staple on Leadership newspaper, and of course, it's also a business paper. National Economy's weekly headline today, because it's a weekly newspaper, it says 42.97% increase in 1 year. Nigerians resort to charcoal firewood as cooking gas price spikes further. 42.97% increase in 1 year. Nigerians resort to charcoal firewood as cooking gas price spikes further. And on Leadership, on the same National Economy, it asks, how can you stop cyber attackers from striking you? Of course, it's a story, a must-read story you have to find out in National Economy. How can you stop cyber attackers from striking you? Above the masthead of National Economy, federal government seeks World Bank extension for $100 million women project. No tolerance for discrimination by businesses against Nigerians, FCCPC. These are headline stories today on this week's National Economy. For more, log on to the website of National Economy, even as business news breaks, www.nationaleconomy.com. From National Economy, we have the Punch newspaper with also a developing story in Nigeria presently, talking about petrol scarcity. Fuel crisis worsens as depots divert PMS to Abuja. Petrol scarcity, fuel crisis worsens as depots divert PMS to Abuja. NNPC ration supply to depots, orders operators to prioritize loading to Abuja. Queue spread in Lagos, Ogun, orders stations raise pump prices as black market thrives. We also have pictures of queue filling stations on the cover of the Punch. Queues at filling stations in Lagos on Sunday, and of course we also have similar stories to tell in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja here. Queues are back in our filling stations, and the Punch headline story says petrol scarcity, fuel crisis worsens as depots divert PMS to Abuja. NNPC ration supply to depot, orders operators to prioritize loading to Abuja. Queues spread in Lagos, Ogun, orders stations raise pump prices as black market thrives. Beneath that main headline story, we have Abuja Chinese supermarket risk 10 million naira fine, FCCPC. 19 die in Okene Lokoja highway crash. Court awards 300 million naira against police over child killing. Beside the masthead of the Punch, Rivers explosion. FROSC blames drivers as president, governors mourn victims. Above the masthead of the Punch, removing fuel subsidies saved Nigeria from bankruptcy, Tinubu. Naira rebounds to 1,275 naira per dollar at parallel market. Adenuga at 71, jack of all trades, master of all. Of course, you want to find out what trades he is master of as you log on to the website of the Nation newspaper, www.punchng.com, and also for the continuation of other headline stories and inside stories on the Punch today. From the Punch, we have Vanguard next in our menu, and of course Vanguard's leading story today is still on fuel scarcity. Petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks, Ipman. Petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks, Ipman. As scarcity spreads nationwide, long queues emerge at filling stations. Hawkers sell petrol at 1,000 naira per litre. Commuters stranded at motor parks. We have adequate stock, NNPC. Scarcity hurting businesses, transport operators. Main headline story today, also on Vanguard newspaper. Petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks. And above that main headline story, why Naira depreciated by 23% in 4 days, currency dealers, analysts. Why Naira depreciated by 23% in 4 days, currency dealers, analysts. Banks and users round trip forex from parallel market to official market. BDCs cite slow intervention from CBN. Naira appreciates as CBN expedites intervention, intensify enforcement. And Tinubu says we remove petrol subsidy to avoid bankruptcy. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, federal government begins enforcement of right of way. And that takes us to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Zenith Bank shareholders approve transition to holdco structure. Edo Guba, while Obi Shaibu Ajoto others are gangling up against Obaseki. Akoko Edo will deliver 80% of his votes to Ighodalo Omobayo. AAC is alternative party for Edo people, Obe Rifle, governor candidate. Unveils humanity first agenda. And the last story on the masthead, above the masthead of Vanguard says, Rivers tanker explosion. Governors advocate safer transportation of petroleum products as Tinubu wife mourn. Of course, that concludes the review of front headline stories on Vanguard newspaper today, Monday, April 29, 2024. For continuation of these headline stories and inside stories, log on to the website of Vanguard, www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard, we move to the last paper we have on our menu, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian's headline story says, Forex waste harmonization. CBN abandons unification policy. reintroduces discriminatory rates. Forest waste harmonization, CBN abandons unification policy, reintroduces indiscriminatory rates. And of course, the illustration beneath that headline story says customs rate for duty clearance 1,164 naira per dollar. Bureau de change, that is 1,221 naira per dollar. Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market NAFEM 1,339.23 naira per dollar. Beside our main headline story, investors of 15 listed firms to forfeit 2023 dividends. Presidential feed gobs $8 million in 2 years amid safety concerns. Government kill Lucky Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator. Mixed reactions trail UK Rwanda asylum operation. The misguided invasion of Oyo State Assembly matters are rising. That is the editorial on today's The Guardian newspaper. Of course, is on page 16 of the paper. The misguided invasion of Oyo State Assembly matters are rising. Lamido slams northern governors over security meeting in US. 2 notorious drug kingpins bag like jail for cocaine trafficking. PDP divided as Obi group rejects Ighodalo. APC kicks as PDP wins all seats in Oyo local government area polls. And that concludes today's review of The Guardian front headline stories. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. And of course, unfortunately, that also concludes today's Inside Nigeria. Our guest, Monday guest, is not in the house, but hopefully, same time, same station tomorrow, we have another fresh edition of the program. Don't forget to join us then. My name is Winifred Weber. Here's wishing you a beautiful day. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements,